a people person who pulls people together. And Tonia, are you, can you hear me?
I can.
Hi, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I think people will see you soon, but thank you for being here, Tonia. I appreciate it, and welcome.
Thank you.
I don't know if you may have been canvassing in mid-Cambridge. Have you been canvassing in our neighborhood, or between Harvard Central and Porter Square and Inman Squares?
There have been some people.
So you know our neighborhood.
Good.
Yeah, you're familiar with it. Can you hear me okay?
Your internet connection is going in and out, to be quite honest.
I'm terribly sorry. Maybe Laura can ask the first question rather than having you try to understand. Can you?
Hi, Tonia, it's Laura. So Cambridge is a dense neighborhood. It's a crossroads neighborhood. And as the city is thinking about the need for more housing, how should we think about that? How are you thinking about that in a neighborhood like ours?
Yes, thanks, Laura. Housing is such a complex issue, right? And I don't think it's going to be any one thing that is really going to solve the housing crisis in Cambridge, because it's really out of control, right? And so as neighbors and as Canterbridgians, we really are going to have to collaborate, and all parties involved are going to have some compromises, because we need to put people first. People should always be first, and no one should be unhoused, because housing really is a human right. It should not be a privilege because of your status in society or how much money you make. And so, yeah, I feel passionate about this because, a lot of times people feel that people who are unhoused, that, maybe they haven't done what they needed to do, or, they're just not paying their bills. But I'm speaking from personal experience. I've been unhoused before. And, I check the box. I have a college degree. I'm not on any substances or whatever. I don't abuse. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not a, drug user. But I wasn't making enough money. And fortunately for me, I had a support group here where, I crashed their couches until I was able to put some money aside. And even now, if I didn't have housemates, I wouldn't be able to live in Cambridge. And so, Laura, yeah, I think there are a lot of things that we can do. I think we should build more on public property. I think we should lean into the state and ask them to bring back rent control with some, parameters and some strict guidelines. So people who really need rent control are actually the people who are being able to take advantage of it, and not people who are lawyers and doctors and kind of misusing the system. So yeah, I do think we should build some. I'm not for building to the point where you just build, right? I think there should be a balance, right? We want quality over quantity, but we do need some more housing in Cambridge. And so, yeah.
What are your views on working with neighborhood associations, Tonia? It's neighborhood associations who know the needs of a particular communities, and some neighborhoods have strong groups, and others don't. But how should the city approach that?
Yeah, I think neighborhood associations are great. I think, and I don't know if you know, but I live in Cambridgeport, and I was elected to the board earlier this year. And so I do think neighborhood associations are great. I think where I would challenge neighborhood associations is to kind of reach out to more people who are different than the normal people who are in the neighborhood associations. Unfortunately, neighborhood associations tend to be older, and they tend to be mostly white. And so it's nothing wrong with that, but we need to add a little bit more diversity to it if we're going to really speak to the heart of Cambridge and what Cambridge is representing. And so yeah, I have no problem with neighborhood associations. There's a lot of information in these organizations. people have lived in these neighborhoods for years, and so they know the neighborhood. But I do think these neighborhood boards, these neighborhood associations need to do better with recruitment of people who look different than them.
So you think that neighborhood associations have affirmative action policies, or how if,
Well,
our neighborhood association is open to everybody who lives in mid-Cambridge, and so how?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not talking affirmative action. We're just saying, you know, there may be some people in your neighborhood who don't feel comfortable coming there because they don't see anybody that looks like them. And listen, I was always taught, like, if you are the host or the hostess, it is your responsibility to make other people feel at home, right? If you came to my house in Cambridgeport, once you came in, not only would I ask you if I could take your coat, but I would ask you if you wanted some water, some food, right? And so when you are the host, you know, it is your responsibility to make people feel welcome. It is not upon other people to kind of, you know, go to your home and make themselves feel welcome. So yes.
Thank you for sharing that. And finally, what are your do you have any views on small businesses? What we can do in a minute or two?
Sure. I think we should definitely support local businesses. You know, as much as I can. I mean, especially like when it comes to books, I don't order for Amazon. You know, I go to Harvard Square, I go to Porter Square, and purchase books. So yeah, I definitely think we should be shopping local. You know, that's how we keep, you know, the local economy going. So yes, definitely we should invest into our local businesses for sure.
Thank you, Tonia. It's been a pleasure getting to know you. I think our time is up.
Okay.
We appreciate. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been nice to getting to know you face to face. And I'm sorry if my internet broke up.
Yeah, no worries.